1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon, hoping you will tune into our show.
Embarrassed about crying, but I suppose as time goes by, the received wisdom changes, and we should not be embarrassed about showing our emotions. But again, there's things that are difficult for us. Let's have a look at a couple of these. In many countries now, women are graduating from universities in far higher numbers than men, and that's probably true in this country as well. More women are entering politics and high-level business, breaking through the so-called glass ceiling, because that's always been there, hasn't it? This barrier to women who won't really be chosen for the top jobs because they are women. And I guess, again, it's all about the gender roles, the changing gender roles, where it used to be that, years ago, I guess, women were expected to stay at home, bring up the children if there were children, and be satisfied with her lot, whereas the man would go out and do the work. And nowadays, I think it's much more fluid, isn't it? Different couples choose different ways of those gender roles, which I guess is good. Yeah, the definition of gender roles is evolving, with more focus on equity in household roles and chores. And I suspect there's a lot of women who still feel that they do most of that. Legal protection laws and regulations against discrimination are actively promoting equality, though implementation of it varies. We have DEI, don't we, which creates quotas, diversity, equity and inclusivity, which at some levels is good, but if that rules out merits and it's sexist against men, if there's quotas for women, are we at a disadvantage there? So there's a few disadvantages I've just mentioned, and a couple more which I think, well, I tell you what I'll do now, I'll just read out the words of a song. You may or may not know the song. It's an old one. I think it was in the 60s, and it was by James Brown, and it's called This Is a Man's World. Do you know that song?
Yeah.
I won't ask you to sing it, but let's just see what it says. And actually, let me say, it was written by James Brown and Betty Jean Newsom, so it's written by a woman as well.
All right.
This is a man's world, but it will be nothing without a woman or a girl. You see, men made the cars to take us over the road. Men made the train to carry the heavy load. Men made the electric lights to take us out of the dark. Men made the boat for the water, like Noah made the ark. This is a man's world, but it will be nothing without a woman or a girl. Men think of our little baby girls and the baby boys. Men make them happy, because men make them toys. And after men make everything he can, you know that man makes money to buy from the other man. This is a man's world, but it will be nothing, one little thing without a woman or a girl. And the last three words, actually, the last three lines are a bit strange. He's lost in the wilderness, he's lost in the bitterness, he's lost, Lord have mercy now. It's a bit of a strange ending to that song, isn't it? But again, it seems to say what we said, that men have made the infrastructure, and that song says, well, men make the toys, they make the trains and all that. So women may have a sense of almost unconscious bias against men and their own position, because that is a fact historically, isn't it, really? Okay, so we come now to hang on, what some cons about boys. Yeah, let me just give you a couple more disadvantages for men or boys. Compared to girls, for example, boys are much more likely to be diagnosed with emotional disorders.
1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon, hoping you will tune into our show. It's hosted by Cuz. He'll introduce the gang who'll make the show go with a bang. With fun.
Be diagnosed with emotional disorders, learning disabilities and attention deficit disorder. And they're also, sadly, more likely to commit suicide and drop out of high school. So they seem to be factual realities, don't they, about men and boys. Do men have any biological disadvantages? Men may be perceived as the physically stronger gender because they are typically bigger and more muscular than women thanks to testosterone. However, when it comes to health, men are biologically weaker. Men are more likely to experience chronic health conditions earlier than women and have shorter lives. And a lot of that's to do, as we've talked about before, with the double X chromosome. The 2X chromosome gives women quite a lot more immunity from illness and disease, which I guess is necessary, very necessary really, as they carry the babies, and they have to have perhaps a greater protection. So there we are, those. Men are expected to occupy the most dangerous and or lowest paying jobs, maybe arguable. Waste collection, roofing, construction, truck driving, mining. Again, nowadays, women are doing these things. Men are conditioned to reject anything feminine within themselves, such as emotions, frailty, and so on. Throughout history, here we are. Throughout history, men are expected to die for their country. Now, I know nowadays more women are in the military, but history shows that it's men who fought the wars going back hundreds of years. This is an interesting one here. There's no male equivalent of anything that a man can lie about a woman that can ruin her life, reputation, and career as dramatically as a woman's false cry of abuse or rape. It's quite an interesting one, that, because that does happen, as we know, sad to say, fairly rarely, I guess, but sometimes a man is falsely accused of an assault or even a rape, and that can ruin his life. It's when it's someone's word against somebody else and it goes to court, etc. Whereas it's hard to think, there probably are examples of anything a man could say about a woman telling lies that would similarly ruin her reputation. I guess it could happen, but so anyway, that's the men really. Just two final ones on that. Men who are introverted or shy are seriously disadvantaged, according to an answer to what are the advantages and disadvantages of being a man. So men who are introverted and shy, despite the call for gender equality, most women expect the guy to make the move. A woman could literally just go out by herself and make no moves, yet attract the attention.
1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon, hoping you will tune into our show. It's hosted by Cuz. He'll introduce the gang who'll make the show go with a bang.